if you don't fully enjoy it all the time or it is stressful, are you always actively working to make it more enjoyable?
The problem is, like, I always push the videos to be better. And so in a world where I'm like, all right, this is like the level where it's good, then it would be fine. Yeah. Because like the second I solve a problem and we catch up and like boom, boom, it's like, okay, well now I want to start doing CG like Squid Games. And it's like, all right, we solved that. And now it's not as stressful. And it's like, okay, well now I want bigger sets. You know, like this is one of the bigger videos we've done. It's like, now I want Squid Games every video.
What makes you happy
my
is
team's
innovation.
like, bro, we can't spend $4 million every video. We can't do sets like this. This is impossible. This is a one-off. And I'm like, but no, now I know it's possible.
Yeah.
So like, I want to do it every video. And so it's like, then, you know, you solve that and you keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And it's like, so that's the reason why I'm always stressed. But it's like, it's not like anyone's forcing me to do it.
Yeah.
It's just like, it just feels like it runs in my blood. Like if I'm not pushing and innovating, then I just get depressed and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, well, what's the point
Innovation
of life?
is what makes you happy.
Exactly. It makes life so exciting.
Innovation is extremely difficult.
Exactly. And it's miserable. And then you
time.
push and then you're like, oh, this is hard. And then you're like, well, why am I even doing this? And then you're like, I'm going to go watch anime. And then you come back and you're like, all right, let's do it.
Wow.
So we tweeted out this graphic that you replied to. It was like a pyramid where we showed like a typical company has a CEO on the top.
Yep.
And if you remove that CEO, the company's still intact.
Exactly.
And you can swap out employees.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
That was a while ago. And we turned it on its head and said, this is a creator company. Everything lies on this one individual. And you pull that person and everything falls. And you replied to that talking about the pressures of running a creator-led
100%.
business. And that you have to be a certain type of person to do this.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about what you've learned about that, like a creator-led business and being the creator in a creator-led business?
Yeah. Well, one thing is, like, especially because I started out the podcast talking about stuff, I just want to be clear. Obviously, I signed up for this, and like no one's forcing me to do it. I love my fans. I love you guys. So like, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining and just miserable. Even though I am miserable a lot, but it's self-inflicted misery. But yeah, the thing is, it's like, you know, I mean, across everything I'm doing with this and the production company, whatever, just the people who make my videos with me. I mean, I have hundreds of people that work for me and they have families and like so many people depend on me. Like if I, you know, don't film videos, like I can't pay people. So like I have all that. And like I was describing before, it's like, you know, I leave these walls and it's like, you know, just crazy. Like not as crazy. Like obviously there are people way more famous than me, like Taylor Swift, you know what I mean? Hers is probably infinitely worse, but it's still like, you know, I can't be in large crowds. I just can't. I can't go watch a movie with my girlfriend.
We were in a very large crowd with you in November.
at
the mall. For
exactly.
The
so I can't be in crowds. I can't, you know, watch a movie unless I rent out buy every ticket in the movie, or people are just gonna like film me the whole time. It's like I always have to be on guard. Like I'm known for carrying around money. Like people have broken into my house before, and so it's like I gotta have security at my house, and I gotta do all this. So it's like all that. It's like no matter where I go, you're always on, and you know also I can't just like if I mess up, someone's always filming me when I'm in public. I don't know what mess up means, but you just, you're always on. You can never let your guard down. There's always things going on. And then, you know, and you always have to be filming because all these people depend on you. And, you know, and then the expectation is like, if I just do one thing just slightly worse than the video, then there's 500 Twitter threads of like, why MrBeast is getting lazy and MrBeast is going to fall off because like on this one boat, you know, he wasn't feeling the best. Like they don't know, but I'm like, oh, if I'm not feeling the best and I just like, don't film as much for one little thing and I just, you know, whatever. And so then the bit isn't as perfect as it could be. Everyone reverse analyzes it and it's like, MrBeast's a fucking moron. Like he didn't do this, this, and this. Like he go, what is wrong with, and it's like, no, I don't know. I had like the flu or something. Like, and sorry, that piece of content isn't as good. I don't know what you want from me. You know, then it's all this pressure and then, you know, you still have to make short form content. I still have to do this. And, so yeah, it just kind of like all stacks up and you're running at full speed nonstop. And you know, every time you take even like an hour off, you feel bad because you're like, damn, that's an hour I could have been working, you know, and I'm the bottleneck for almost everything. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. Yeah. You're the bottleneck for everything. And, and we feel that too in our company, right? Like if we're not at our office or like reviewing edits or something, everything always ends with us, right?
Exactly.
That's the hard thing about
it's brutal. It's 100% brutal. And so that's where you have to be a specific type of person. Like that is why a lot of people get burnt out, and it just is what it is. It's the nature of the business. I don't think it's a fault of anyone. It's just like some people have the personalities. Like I want the pressure. You know, I'm complaining a lot on this podcast. I want it. I love it. I love having the pressure on my back. Put it on my back. Put more on there. it excites me. Like, it doesn't scare me. I'm like, I want more. Like, I get competitive and it fires me up. But for other people, it feels like a never-ending race that's daunting and you can never stop. And it's like, what's the point of life if you're just always going to be like running at 1,000,000 miles an hour? And you know, I want to do this thing, but I can't do it because if I let up, then this falls apart. And so it's like, it can be a scary trap. It's like, it's either like something you live for and it's like in your DNA, or for a lot of other people, it ends up being your nightmare if you're not careful. That's why I don't recommend a lot of creators scale as big as I have, because it's like, it's a lot, of pressure. Like, you really should probably keep your team a little more leaner. You probably shouldn't do big projects like I do. You should keep it a little more reasonable. You should get it where, you know, you have a year's pay in the bank. So if, you know, you have a couple duds, you don't have to worry about paying, you know, are you going to be able to pay your employees? Like, you shouldn't reinvest every penny so aggressively like I am. And like, there are things you can do to make it where it's not as brutal on your mental health. And all of it is the exact opposite of what I do. And that's why I'm like,
but it's what you want.
That's why you shouldn't. Like, a lot of people, unless you really do truly believe that you're like me and you like the pressure, shouldn't try to do what I do, because it's going to end up being your nightmare. I see it happen all the time for a lot of people.
I think there's a big scale, right? Like, if you're on YouTube and you're making good videos, you can also kind of be like an artist, like an actor, right? Where you don't really want to hire employees, but you're just really good at making videos.
Yeah, but then those are the same people who have to edit their videos. They have to set up the cameras, and those are the first to get burnt out because they're doing everything. And they're doing 7 jobs, and they only enjoy 2 of them, and the 5 jobs they hate are the things that burn them out, and they don't know why they're burnt out. And it's because, well, you know, 70% of what you do, you just freaking hate, you know.
That's fair. That's true too.
Someone.
I feel like there was a moment like 2 years ago when we interviewed you, or even over the past year, it feels like you were, even though you had such large scale, you were still like ours, like you were part of the creator community. Yeah. And it feels like now you've gone well beyond
shouldn't
that.
Because I'm still in the creator community. I know you're still in the creator community. This is my life.
Yeah. But it feels like you've like transcended in this way.
I got you, like brand wise.
Yeah, like brand wise. And Colin always says this, that like when you're in a community, people always describe you as underrated, or like kind of like you're just like ours. It's like, MrBeast is the top of our game. But once
people
you
watch a video, right?
Yeah.
Like for us, this is what happened before we had 1 million subscribers. I felt like people would watch and be like, wow, more people should know about you. More people should be subscribing to you. This is so good. They give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
As the number goes up and you cross the threshold, it's like the chance that someone's like, this is not that good.
Yeah.
You should be way better with this many followers, this many subscribers.
Or you're overrated, or like just have not great things to say about you. Like that, I think it feels like when you transcend a bit, then all of a sudden you're rated. You're no longer underrated. People are on both sides of the aisle. Do you feel that?
Well, I think this is where I'm different from most people that come before me, and like, I just don't care. Like I've said this before, my goal is to make the best videos possible. I'm going to spend 100 times more. I'm going to be 100 times more creative. I'm going to work 100 times harder. I'm going to hire the best. I've said this 3 times already. You probably want to kill me. And as long as I do those things, and I believe in my heart I'm making the best videos possible, and I'm doing everything in my power to entertain my fans as much as possible, then I don't care. Say what you want. I mean, like, I know that I'm doing the best I can, and that's all I can really expect. So like, once I kind of got out of that loop where like the comments, you know, kind of, this was years ago, kind of told me what's good or not. And I just got to like, no, I'm just going to do what I think is good. And I'm going to pour my entire soul and everything I have, from money to my brain power to my physical body, and hire the best people as well to like leverage and expand that. And then like, what is there for me to be worried about?
Do you feel like people judge your moves now?
Oh, they
like
judge every little thing I do. Everything. Everything I say is reverse analyzed with Twitter threads. Everything I do on
thumbnail
camera.
Switch you make.
Everything.
Is hyper analyzed.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Of like, why did he do that?
Everything. Yeah. But
what does that mean?
It is what it is. Like I said, I wake up every day, I work out, I focus on Feastables, and I make the best videos possible. And I'm going to do those 3 things.
Yeah.
And I say this repeatedly because I think this is like, everyone needs to find their own mindset.
Yeah.
Because like, if your mind is just like the whim of what Twitter wants it to be, then it's always going to be bouncing around, and you're not going to be focused. And like, I got my 3 things, and that's it. And like, as long as I'm doing them, I'm doing what I need to do. And I know I'm going to achieve what I want to achieve. You know what I mean?
What have some of your big videos in the past year taught you about making videos? Like the last podcast we did, 70% retention was crazy, right? It was
holy crap.
It was something that we talked about a lot, right?
Wow.
Was 70% retention. And I feel like people took that away from that podcast of like, that's what I'm striving for.
We went home and edited the shit out of the video. The first one that came out after visiting you was like 7 minutes or something, hyper edited.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there something new? Like, because we talked a lot about like the hooks, we talked a lot about 70% retention. Like, you know, with like Squid Game and yachts and like all this new content that you've made, is there something new that you've learned that you feel like is?
Yeah, I mean, the hard part is like, and it's crazy because I'm very, very analytical and I love data. And but no, it's like, bro, you're going to kill me. People who watch the last podcast are going to kill me, but it's like, just make the best video possible. Like, just do it. Like,
it's the first time you said it, bro. That's good.
I literally don't even look at retention charts or percentages. Like, I don't know what it is on like that, you know, yacht video. I don't know what it is. I don't care. Like, I'm just like, how do I make this video as good as possible?
Yeah.
And then I just obsess over that. And that's just what works for me. Like, I don't need data to like confirm it anymore.
What do you think makes a video good? Just generally, like, you can watch it and you just know it when you see it.
It's the best fucking piece of content we possibly can make. I mean,
from watching you give notes last night, I think it's a mix of, am I entertained? Like, can I not look away?
Yeah, that's the core thing.
And then second, does this make sense? If we go to a new location, does it make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on the video.
If there's a new challenge, a new something, a new this, a new that, whatever. Like, at every step of the way, does it make sense? Can people follow it?
Yeah, I mean, those are just the core foundations, and then you build on top of it. Like we said before, it just depends. You know, like 1 through 100, it's like, is the storytelling out of this world? Or is the set out of this world? Are me and the boys being funny? Are the challenges freaking awesome? Are they executed properly? Is the pacing good? You know, the duration of it, all that, you know, these are all things you can just like, the little levers you can pull to like make it exponentially better, you know?
Yeah.